All right, folks, welcome back to the latest from Celtic Central News, where we dive deep into all things Celtic and keep you in the loop with every twist and turn in the European competitions. The atmosphere is buzzing, and the stakes could not be higher as the team gears up for a tricky away clash on the continent. As always, the passion from the fans is absolutely tremendous, and it really sets the tone for the players when they step onto the pitch, knowing the support is there, even from miles away. It's been a hectic period with some challenging fixtures, and the squad is aware that results away from home in Europe have to be top-notch if they want to make a real impact this season. Looking back, you can't help but reflect on past campaigns where away games were the make-or-break moments, and it feels like history has a way of reminding you how much focus and determination is required when traveling across Europe, especially against teams who are just as hungry for success. Yesterday brought along a few press conferences that added plenty of talking points for fans. Austin Trusty, for instance, was quizzed about Wilfried Nonn, specifically whether he had kept in touch with any of his US national team colleagues regarding their current manager at Columbus Crew. Trusty naturally was careful with his words, showing respect but also hinting at some connections behind the scenes. It's moments like these that fans notice and discuss endlessly, because any hint of inside knowledge or player insight can give a team the edge in preparation. Meanwhile, Martin O'Neill had his own exchange with Liam Loud from the BBC, touching on the delicate balance of managing expectations and the reality of European travel. It's always fascinating to hear managers speak candidly about their challenges, and the tension is palpable when they acknowledge the struggles of an away fixture while still expressing confidence in their squad's ability to deliver. Switching focus to Feyenoord, it's clear that the Dutch side has had their own fair share of ups and downs over the past few weeks. Starting the season strongly, they raised eyebrows with consistent victories and impressive performances, even amidst doubts over Robin van Persie's experience as head coach. Those early wins created optimism, but the loss against PSV at home, when they were leading the table, marked a turning point. Losing that key match disrupted the momentum, and subsequent defeats against teams like Stuttgart and Glet Eagles have compounded the pressure on Van Persie and his squad. It's evident that fitness has been a recurring issue for Feyenoord over recent seasons, with players struggling to maintain intensity for the full 90 minutes. That kind of fatigue can be exploited by an alert, quick counter-attacking team, and it's precisely where visiting sides like Celtic will look to gain an advantage. Van Persie's managerial style has been evolving. He's a former world-class player, and his ambition to play high-tempo attacking football is admirable. But questions remain about whether the current squad can sustain that style over an entire match. There's a sense that sometimes they're running too much without the necessary energy reserves to finish strongly, leaving gaps that a sharp opponent can capitalize on. Nevertheless, Van Persie has grown into the role and is showing development in his press conferences, demonstrating a mix of tactical knowledge and a desire to learn on the job. He may still be considered somewhat naive in certain situations, but his overall approach suggests a long-term vision that could bear fruit as the season progresses. For Celtic fans, this adds an extra layer of intrigue to the upcoming fixture. From the perspective of Feyenoord supporters, there's an understanding that while the team is not in full crisis mode yet, a loss to Celtic could create significant upheaval. They know the club's history and expectations, and European nights are always a chance for glory, but also a source of intense scrutiny, With a few empty seats behind the goal due to fan bans, the atmosphere might not be as electric as usual, but Feyenoord still has passionate support throughout the stadium. This dynamic could influence the match, but ultimately it will be the players on the pitch who decide the outcome. Key players for Feyenoord include their Japanese striker Ayase Ua, who has shown flashes of brilliance this season, and Watanabe, a solid central defender, also from Japan. Their influence on both ends of the field could be pivotal in determining the flow of the game. Additionally, Luciano Valente, a mid-season acquisition from a mid-table Dutch club, has adapted surprisingly well to top-flight football and could be a significant factor in the midfield battle. On the right wing, Anis Haj Musa offers technical skill and unpredictability, which can be both a blessing and a challenge, depending on his decision-making in crucial moments. For Celtic, it's about recognizing the vulnerabilities in Feyenoord's setup, particularly when it comes to fitness and maintaining concentration late in the game. Counter-attacking opportunities might be crucial, and exploiting the space left by Feyenoord's high line could open the door for decisive moments. Injuries have played a role in shaping the squad selection, with Kelechi Iheanacho travelling but unlikely to start, though he could provide an injection of quality off the bench. Marcelo Sarra remains sidelined, but the backbone of the team is expected to be consistent, with Casper in goal, and the back four including Ralphson, Trusty Scales, and Tierney. The midfield battle will be critical, with McGregor holding the line, and Engels and Negron likely to operate ahead of him, trying to link defence and attack efficiently. Up front, Maida, Tenki, and Kenny form the attacking trio, each with their own strengths and limitations, looking to create opportunities against a Feyenoord defence that has shown cracks under pressure. Ultimately, this match promises to be a tense, tactical battle with moments of high energy and potential mistakes from both sides. European nights are never simple, and with the added context of missing fans and players managing fitness issues, both teams will have to dig deep to secure a result. Celtic will be aiming to impose their style, take advantage of counter-attacks, and remain resilient at the back, knowing that the first goal could set the tone for the remainder of the match. The history between these clubs adds extra flavour, and even if the atmosphere is slightly subdued due to empty sections, the stakes are as high as ever. For viewers and fans alike, it's a fixture that promises drama, skill, and moments that could define the course of the competition moving forward. And every touch, pass, and chance will be analysed in real time as both sides battle for European glory. Heading into this away fixture, Celtic know that patience and composure are going to be key. The pressure of travelling to a packed European stadium, even with some seats empty behind the goal, can play tricks on players if they let the occasion overwhelm them. Historically, Celtic have had mixed fortunes on the continent, and there's a strong awareness in the squad that moments of brilliance need to be matched by disciplined defending. Martin O'Neill and his staff will have been drilling the importance of staying compact, reading the game, and picking their moments to counter-attack. It's one thing to move the ball quickly, but it's another to do it under the intense scrutiny of both live fans and millions watching from home. Every pass, every movement, every decision counts, and the team has to remain disciplined from the first whistle. The tactical approach will likely involve a blend of caution and calculated aggression. Celtic have the players capable of stretching the Feyenoord defence, but they need to be mindful of the Dutch team's strengths in transition. Feyenoord, despite their recent struggles with fitness and consistency, are still a technically gifted side who can punish errors at lightning pace. The likes of Ayasa Ua, who has found form after 2 difficult seasons, will be looking to exploit any lapses in concentration, while Watanabe at the backs will be tasked with maintaining composure under pressure. It's a delicate balance because Feyenoord's attacking intent can leave gaps for Celtic to exploit, yet overcommitment could leave Celtic exposed. The midfield battle is crucial here. If McGrath can dictate tempo and link effectively with Engels and Negron, Celtic can control the flow of the game and force Feyenoord into mistakes. For the fans tuning in, the history between the clubs adds layers of intrigue. The memories of past European nights, from the days of old victories to tightly contested matches, are never far from discussion. Away trips to the Netherlands always carry an extra edge, a chance to measure the team against technically adept sides in hostile territory. Even with a quieter section behind the Feyenoord goal, due to disciplinary bans, the remaining supporters are no strangers to creating an intense atmosphere. The home crowd's energy can affect referee decisions, player confidence, and even tactical execution, so Celtic players will need to block out distractions and focus solely on executing the game plan. In Europe, composure off the ball is just as critical as creativity with it, and this is something Celtic will need to get right from the outset. One interesting angle is how the pace and agility of Celtic attackers could become decisive. With players like Tenki and Dyson capable of rapid transitions, Celtic can target Feyenoord's defensive frailties. Particularly in the final third, Feyenoord have shown in previous matches that their fullbacks can be caught high up the pitch, leaving space for incisive runs. If Celtic's wingers can exploit those areas, combine effectively with the forward and deliver precise crosses or pullbacks, it could lead to early opportunities that might unsettle the hosts. However, this requires patience as well, because overcommitting to attack could result in counterattacks that are equally dangerous, especially given Feyenoord's technical ability in midfield. It's a chess match on grass, and timing, positioning, and awareness will be everything. Fitness, as highlighted by Feyenoord fans and analysts, is a concern that could play into Celtic's hands. If the Dutch side's energy levels dip in the second half, Celtic's strategy should shift to increase pressure, exploiting tired legs and creating openings. Substitutions could be key here, bringing on players like Kelechi Iheanacho, if deemed fit enough, might provide that extra spark or creative outlet needed to break through a stubborn defense. Meanwhile, Marcelo Sarra's absence reduces Feyenoord's depth in certain areas, potentially giving Celtic a subtle advantage. These tactical adjustments made at the right moments could dictate the final outcome. In European games, it's rarely just about the starting 11. The ability to adapt and respond during the match is often the difference between victory and defeat. The mental aspect cannot be underestimated. Both teams are under scrutiny, albeit in different ways. Celtic are trying to secure a strong position in Europe while balancing domestic commitments, and Feyenoord are under pressure to regain confidence after a string of disappointing results. The psychological tension is immense, and the first goal could shift the momentum dramatically. For Celtic, scoring early could alleviate nerves and force Feyenoord to chase the game, potentially exposing more gaps at the back. Conversely, conceding early would require resilience, a cool head, and disciplined defending to recover. This interplay between strategy and mental fortitude adds a layer of drama that makes European fixtures so compelling. Fans watching at home will notice these subtle dynamics, the slight hesitations, the bursts of energy, the decisions made under pressure, all contributing to the narrative of the match. Set pieces and transitions will also be a critical focus. Celtic have the capability to create dangerous situations from corners or free kicks, and Feyenoord will be aware that any lapse in marking or concentration could lead to conceding a set-piece goal. Likewise, when Celtic regain possession, quick, precise passing can destabilize the Dutch defense, especially if they are forced to adjust after a goal or an injury. The tactical flexibility of Celtic will be tested, with O'Neill needing to make real-time adjustments based on how the match unfolds, and injuries, fatigue, and even the intensity of the European night can all influence the flow of the game, and the ability to manage these variables often separates teams that progress from those who fall short. Another factor is the legacy of previous encounters. Celtic and Feyenoord share a history that fans never forget, from iconic matches in the past to memorable European nights that still resonate in supporters' memories. This history adds a narrative layer that can inspire players or create additional pressure. Knowing that you are representing a club with such a storied tradition in continental football heightens focus and determination. It's not just a game, it's an opportunity to write a new chapter, to prove that Celtic can compete at the highest level away from home, to demonstrate resilience, skill, and tactical intelligence. Every duel, every interception, every counterattack contributes to that story. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers are swirling round Glasgow's East End this morning, the kind that make folk lean in a wee bit closer over their pints. Word is that Jamie McGrath has been announced by Celtic, though the club's usual brass band fanfare seems curiously muted. Instead, there's a low hum drifting through supporters' groups, like someone's dropped a secret in the wrong chat, and now half the city is trying to decide whether it's gospel or just another bit of transfer window daftness. McGrath, long admired for that sharp turn of pace and a knack for pulling a pass from nowhere, is already being painted as the boys' next dose of pure creativity. Some fans imagine him gliding into midfield like he's been fitted for the shirt since birth, the kind of player who can stitch together a move with a single clever touch. Others are wondering if this is one of those signings that comes from left field, the sort that folk talk about for days before the club even blinks. Around Celtic Park, the murmurs are getting louder. A taxi driver swore he saw McGrath stepping out at Lennoxtown. A lad at the Chippy claims his pal's cousin heard the medical kit being wheeled out. Even the old regulars outside the stadium are nodding knowingly, the way people do when they're not entirely sure. But enjoy the buzz all the same. It's all deliciously vague and just concrete enough to keep the rumour mill spinning at full tilt. If the announcement truly stands, Celtic supporters may be looking at a player capable of adding a fresh spark to the midfield, the sort of inventive soul who can unpick a tight defence with a bit of magic. Yet until the club flashes the official scarf over the head photo, folk will keep trading theories like football-mad detectives. One thing is certain: whether he's already signed, about to sign, or nowhere near signing, Jamie McGrath's name has set tongues wagging across Glasgow. And in a city that thrives on football chatter, that's sometimes all it takes to turn a rumour into a full-blown storm. Hello, fan! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.